Wake up, Jarvis.
Good morning, boss. Yes, boss, what can I do for you?
Who is Shah Rukh Khan? Search in Wikipedia.
Searching in Wikipedia. According to Wikipedia, Shah Rukh Khan is an Indian actor, film producer, and television personality predominantly known for his work in Bollywood.
Jarvis, can you please open Google for me?
Opening Google Chrome, sir.
That's okay, now exit Google.
Closing Google Chrome, sir.
Can you type what I'm saying now, Jarvis?
Please tell me what should I write.
Write that Jarvis is a very good boy.
That he knows everything, lot of things, etc.
Hey guys, this is Curtis and this tutorial I'm gonna show you how to build Jarvis of your own with just simple lines of Python, so that if you are even a beginner, you can also understand this code very easily and you can learn Python using this tutorial. So without further ado, let's get started. First, in this tutorial I used an IDE called Visual Studio, and this is very familiar with everyone, so that I use this. So first we are going to create a new file, so it's easy if we are opening a new folder. So I already created a folder Jarvis by Curtis, so I'm selecting this. It will be showing you like this. So we are gonna create a new file for this and we are gonna give a name. Just we'll have a Jarvis, this file name. Okay, we can create a Jarvis file. So as of we are gonna use Python for this tutorial. You must have Python installed in your computer. First thing we are gonna do is click on the terminal, new terminal, and this is the first step when we are creating. Okay, once we have opened the terminal, now we should install some modules that we are gonna use in this project. So first module is our PyTTSX3. For the first thing, we are gonna install the PyTTSX3 module, which is used as a text to speech conversion. And first we're gonna type here that pip install PyTTSX3. So click on enter and it will download. Now it will run. As you see, requirement already satisfied because I have downloaded it already, so that it's saying requirement already satisfied. For you, for the first time, it will download and install, so you want an internet connection before doing this. Okay, so let's first import PyTTSX3. So while we imported the PyTTSX3, this is the model. This will convert the text into speech, and this 3 mentions that it is the version 3 of this module. Okay, so let's type our code to change our text to speech conversion. First we are going to create a variable called engine, and engine equal to PyTTSX3 dot init quotation sapify. Here the sapify is the Microsoft API. Speech API is a technology for voice recognition and synthesis provided by Microsoft. This is a lot of code, and we can omit this part as this is not an important part. Okay, so here this line of code is a must code in your program. And then we are getting a voice property called voice is inside the voice variable. So voice is equal to engine dot get property of voices. So this line shows how many voices are there in the engine variable. Engine dot set property of voices comma voices inside the zeroth index dot id. Next code is our function define. So we can use a variable name called speak for this, and inside we can pass the audio. So let's type engine dot say audio and engine dot run and wait. Okay, this is a function, so we are going to use this. What this function does is actually it gets the input as a text and gives the output as a audio. Just leave this as usual and it will be clear when we are using other codes. Okay, so now this 9 lines of code, actually it's 7 lines of code, we can make our Jarvis speak. Okay, now what we are gonna do is just we are calling the function speak and we are giving the command what to speak. Okay, so let's hello world. Okay, this is our program now. Let's close this and we are running this command and we'll get an output which our Jarvis will speak hello world. Let's see the output.
Hello world.
Yes, our Jarvis has spoke hello world now. It's very cool, right? So for now, as we successfully created our speak function, now we are going to use a module called speech recognition module, which we actually use to change our speech to text property. So first thing, we want to install our speak recognition module using the pip command. Pip install speech recognition. So don't forget to use this spelling or else it will throw an error. So it will download your files as per your internet speed. In my case, I already have the file, so I'm giving an alert called requirement already satisfied. So I'm not gonna use this terminal again, so I'm closing this. So now we want to import the file module we have downloaded called speech recognition, and we are renaming the file as SR for simple. So now we want to create a function to use our microphone as input with the speech recognition module. So now let's create a function called commands. Actually, we can give any name for this, and I'm giving a command. So now I'm using a variable called r equal to sr dot recognizer. Actually, these commands are default, so you don't need to worry if you don't understand them. So you will get through this after you actually program your own Jarvis. So with our microphone as input, microphone as source print listening. What this actually does is when our microphone is activated, it will print a message called listening, so that you can understand that Jarvis is listening and we want to tell him something. Okay, so now it's a default r dot pass threshold equal to 1. You can give it any. After this, r dot adjust for ambient noise and pass the source and duration. Duration equal to, let's give it 1. And this is your option that you can give any, you can give 2 or you can give 3 according to your device mic. Okay, so now audio equals or dot listen to source. Yes, we are completed with this command, and what this function does is it gets input from the microphone. That's all. So now we are doing try and accept method. So I'll explain this later. Okay, now don't confuse with. So in try block we are printing wait for few moments. Okay, now we'll create a query on variable equal to or dot recognize. Now here you can see recognize Bing, Google, Google Cloud, Houndify, IBM, etc. In my case, I used recognize Google, and you can use any of this recognize APIs. So I'm using Google for this, and it's absolutely free. You can use this API for your program also. So we'll pass audio into this, and language equals, here I'm specifying ENIN, which means English India. Okay, so now we are going to display this in our output. You just said, let's print query here. Let's create a new line after this. So this is what our try blocks contains, and in our except block we are giving exception error as E. It's a constant variable. E is a variable, and print E. So speak please tell me again, and our query will be none while we are performing this, and return our query when the function ends. Okay, now this try and accept block is quite new for beginners. As I am explaining it to you, it's very simple. As simply without the try block, if this line throws an error, the whole program will be crashed and stopped being executed. So to prevent that, we are using the try and accept block. If this line got any error, so what our program does is it simply jumps into the accept block and prints the error, which means as E is the error variable which we have created to store what the type of error and what is the error. So it prints our error, and our Jarvis speaks that please tell me again without being crashed. Simply it prevents our program being crashed due to errors. Okay, now don't confuse if you won't understand. This is the default way to do this command. Okay, so now we can test our Jarvis whether he listens to our audio and converting the audio into a text and displaying it in the output. Okay, now what we are gonna do is we are just calling the commands here. Commands dot lower. So we can save this into a query variable so that it will be easy for us. So now query equals commands dot lower. Simply we are calling the command function here and changing it into a lowercase so that it won't give unwanted errors. Okay, so we'll always use this lower whenever we are calling the commands. Okay, so now when we run our program, okay, let's shrink this. So Jarvis came to listening. Okay, our listening, print listening has appeared in the output, and now we are going to give an input to Jarvis using our microphone. Now, hey Jarvis, how are you? Wait for a few moments, and hey Jarvis, how are you? Now our AI is able to recognize our microphone input and give it as an output. So here we are. We almost got everything in our project to do with Jarvis. What if Jarvis gives us a good morning boss, good afternoon boss, wishings like that? It would be cool, right? So now we are gonna create that functions to make Jarvis wish us. So first we are going to create a function called, so now we can delete this. So now we can create a function called wishings, and we need our Jarvis to wish us with time, so that he can understand whenever the morning comes and whenever the evening ends. So we are going to import date time in our project. So just go up, and this I didn't created this sentence, it automatically imports this, so I don't want that. So next we are going to import date time module. This is a inbuilt in Python, so you don't want to create a new terminal and pip install date time. You don't want that. Okay, now I'm creating a variable called har equal to int, which means an integer of date time dot now dot har. So we need the har. It takes the current time as input and stores in the har variable. In my case, the time is around 2 p.m. with 14 hours, I think so. Yes, correct, 14. And now we are creating an if har is greater than or equals to 0, which means in the morning at 12 or 0, you mean anything, and har is less than 12. Print good morning, sorry I missed the quotations. Good morning, sir. Let's make Jarvis speak to this. Good morning, I'll make his boss. Good morning, boss. So let's copy this. Good night, boss. Okay, now our wishing function is finished. So what we are gonna do is now add this function to our main. So now we are going to create our main function here, so that we can call if underscore name equal to underscore quotes underscore name. Okay, I think there should be 2 equals. Now First, we should perform our wishings function, and then we are going to query. We are creating a query variable and storing our commands function dot lower. Okay, so now if we run this command,
Good afternoon, boss.
yes, good afternoon, Jarvis. You can see Jarvis is wishing me and it's displaying the listening command which he is listening to me. Hey Jarvis, how are you? You can see that Jarvis told me, you just said, hey Jarvis, how are you? That's our program to execute our Jarvis. So what we are gonna do is now we are going to make our Jarvis speak the time. We can just do that by if a statement. If there is time in query, okay. If there is time in query, let's create a variable called str time equals datetime dot now dot strf time of percentage hour colon percentage minutes colon percentage seconds. So you can also remove the seconds if you don't want that. Okay, for now let's make Java speak time. Speak if sir the time is str time. That's it. Let's also make this print statement. Print str time. Simple. So okay, let's run this.
Good afternoon, boss.
Good afternoon, Jarvis. Jarvis, what's the time now?
Sir, the time is 14 hours 18 minutes and 57 seconds.
That's good. Jarvis actually told us the time. This is how we want to build our own statements and make Jarvis work for it. Now, we'll make Jarvis open Firefox for me, okay? So, for opening our system applications, we need to import a module called OS. So, simply type import OS. Okay, now we are going to add if statement. If open Firefox in query, then Jarvis should open the Firefox application with the given file location. So first we want Jarvis to speak opening Firefox application. So then we want to specify the path of a file using the os.start file with file location should be specified here. As you can see, the path equal to str or bytes path. Okay, now we want to get the path by using go to Windows, type Firefox, right click, give open file location, and right click on Firefox and go to properties and copy the link here. That's it. Now paste the link inside here and give backslash when never where there is a backslash here. If you don't give backslash here, it will throw error, so don't forget to give a backslash, and then it will open Firefox for you. Simple. So now let's run Jarvis and ask him
Good
to
afternoon,
open Firefox.
boss.
Jarvis, open Firefox for me.
Opening Firefox application, sir.
Yes. Oh, you opened Firefox for me. Thank you, Jarvis. Okay, let's close this. And this is how we can open system applications using Jarvis. Okay, now we are going to take a look about the Wikipedia. So now we want to install a module called Wikipedia. So simply we are going to create a terminal and pip install Wikipedia. So it will install the Wikipedia, and we want to import Wikipedia. In my case, I already installed that, so I'm getting requirement already satisfied. Now we want to add a if command so that Jarvis will find if there is Wikipedia in query, he will execute the command. Okay, now we can create our if here. Sorry, it's actually if. I actually placed as a if, that's my mistake. If Wikipedia in query speak searching in Wikipedia. So now here's our main code comes in. We can use the try and except method so to avoid unwanted errors in searching in Wikipedia. So now I'm going to use the try here. So try query equals query dot replace Wikipedia comma to null. In the query we will actually ask that I want to search about Shah Rukh Khan in Wikipedia. So our actual query is this is our actual query we will make. So in the query we should replace the Wikipedia into a null so that the search will be quite good. If we search this entire sentence in Wikipedia, we will get an error or we'll get no results found, etc. So to avoid that, we are replacing the Wikipedia into nothing. So results, let's create a variable results equal to Wikipedia dot summary of query comma sentences equal to 1. In my case I used 1, and in your case you can use any. You can use 2 or 3, that's upon your interest. So speak according to Wikipedia, print results and speak results. Simple. Now in the except block, if any occurs in the try method, so if any error occurs, Jarvis will speak that no results found. That's quite good. Let's also print it. No results found. So now we can run this and see whether Jarvis can.
Good afternoon, boss.
Okay, now we can search using the Wikipedia. Jarvis, Who is Jarvis in Wikipedia?
Searching in Wikipedia. According to Wikipedia, Jarvis Branson Cocker, born September 19, 1963, is an English musician and radio presenter.
That's really good, man. He can go through the Wikipedia and getting the information in a single line as we mentioned in one. If we mention 2 or 3, he will display more amount of informations there. So I'm putting here using the Control C and closing this terminal. So we have successfully created Wikipedia query. So now what we are gonna do is we are going to specify a YouTube video to Jarvis and he will be playing the video for us. For example, we are going to say that Jarvis play Ariana Grande. So he will play the music in YouTube for us. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll continue this on the next video which I'll be uploading soon. If I uploaded already, I'll be giving the link in the description and I button above. And guys, only if you watch my next video, you will be able to make your own Jarvis fully, and you will get the method of how to create your own compliments using Python.